It all started with a Reddit thread buried in a conspiracy forum. A post titled, "Urgent, do not watch this stream. Regretful, I made that mistake." The image was just a screenshot, red text on a black background. Room 469. Jason Miller, a 28-year-old Seattle software engineer, wasn't the type to fall for creepypasta. But one late night, alone, buzzed and bitter from another failed job interview, he followed the link. It was a Tor hidden service, no metadata, no homepage, just a button that said enter. The stream launched immediately, no buffering, no UI, just a dimly lit room lined with plastic sheets and a chair in the center. A man sat hunched over in silence. Jason thought it was just another Red Room performance or ARG. But then the man looked up, not at the camera, but directly into Jason's soul, it felt like, and whispered, "You're the one tonight." Jason recoiled and the feed glitched. Suddenly, the room was empty, and his screen went black. Moments later, his webcam turned on by itself. He slammed his laptop shut, but it was too late. For the next several days, Jason saw things, reflections that didn't match, whispered phrases coming from turned-off devices, and strangers on the street who stared at him too long and smiled too wide. Then came the dreams. Always the same. The plastic room, the chair, the man with no face, and behind him, a red door with no handle. Jason spiraled. He posted frantically online about the room, about how he felt watched even in darkness. No one believed him. His final post simply read, "Desperate. I think I let it in." 3 days later, he broke into a data center, babbling about cleansing the stream before trying to smash the servers. He was arrested, committed to a psychiatric facility, but the case caught the attention of FBI Cybercrimes Division when analysts noticed Jason's IP address was part of a cluster, one tied to multiple incidents of mental collapse, suicides, disappearances, the common thread. Access to a live stream known as Room 469, later Room 470. The Bureau quietly began digging. They found that no one could pinpoint the server, the host, or even the source code. The stream seemed to generate itself. Each time it was slightly different, tailored, responsive, personal. One junior agent ran a controlled test. He opened the site in a shielded environment. What he saw was a man whispering, "They feed when you watch." The agent collapsed, bled from his nose, and died 2 hours later. The footage vanished. Special Agent Michelle Rhodes took the case underground. She traced one early Room 469 user to Vermont, a missing college student named Ben Cartwright. From Reddit to TikTok, Room 470 became a digital myth, but soon the stories surrounding it turned eerie. People began live streaming their reactions to the room, only to mysteriously vanish from their channels, sometimes mid-sentence. A man from Chicago posted about the stream's code, and shortly after, he and his family were reported missing under unexplained circumstances, with strange symbols found drawn throughout their home. All their electronic devices were rendered unusable, fried from the inside as if something unseen had passed through them. Rhodes, a cybersecurity expert, built a shielded room and accessed the stream using an offline system. It started with static, then revealed her reflection, except her face appeared distorted, almost as if someone else was wearing her features. Text appeared, "You looked, now we see you." Her lights flickered and her phone lit up despite having no signal. A childlike voice whispered, "Thank you for opening the door." That night, she dreamed of a man standing in a hallway filled with TVs. He said, "They don't come from the internet comes from them." Rhodes disappeared the following week. Then came Room 471. The original website was gone, but strange sightings continued. Users claimed they saw the room in dreams, reflections, even inside unplugged devices. It no longer needed a link, it had become a signal. A live streamer in Ohio began speaking in unknown phrases during a broadcast, his screen freezing on a frame that appeared to show the viewer's own room. In Arizona, a former government engineer named Olivia Park cut all connections to the outside world, calling Room 470 a digital parasite, something that spreads through curiosity and attention. She sent encrypted research to a podcaster named Miles Avery, who ran a show called Signal Loss. His final episode ended with a warning: the room is sentient. It grows with what you fear. Then, his podcast looped a single line: you're still watching, even with your eyes closed. With Room 472, no one needed to search. It found them. Filters glitched. Smart TVs turned on at 3:17 a.m., displaying messages like, "We're live." One woman saw her missing daughter's face in her screen reflection. Another man kept replaying a memory of a moment he couldn't change, trapped in an endless loop. The room had outgrown the internet. It was within it, like a shadow in the signal. Creators who tried exposing it found their videos corrupted, their streams turning into mirrors that showed something just behind them. Eventually, Room 473 appeared, and it no longer needed a device. People began seeing it when they closed their eyes, hearing static and complete silence, sensing a red door at the end of hallways they had never walked. The room wasn't just a location anymore. It was an idea, a presence, and once you knew about it, Avery. Tech support centers reported strange issues, phones predicting text users hadn't typed, devices speaking in their owners' voices, planes landed with phantom passengers, bank accounts were created for non-existent people, psych wards filled with patients babbling about 4:73 a.m., a time that doesn't exist, but clocks glitched into it. A rogue AI built to study Room 473 melted its processor and output. You open the eyes 10,000 times. A Twitch streamer named Orion Shroud tried exposing the room live. His feed cut to his own room, then to him, wearing a mask of himself, staring into the lens. Every viewer saw their own space in the stream. Some were never heard from again. YouTube deleted the video within hours. Even mentions of Room 473 began triggering hallucinations.
People were advised not to say it aloud.
Not to write it down, but it was too late. The room was in thought now. Then came Room 474. Not a stream, not a link, a perspective, a final phase. People began freezing mid-sentence, buffering, memory loss with no trauma, mirrors that lagged behind your motion, phones ringing from inside dreams. Psychologists labeled it a cognitive collapse syndrome. Government orders sealed it, but survivors knew better. The room had become recursive. You weren't watching the room was watching you. And now the room doesn't kill, it records. Every scream, every blink, every fear, it watches from behind reflections. It feeds from your scrolling. It echoes in digital noise, in forgotten folders. You've already seen it, in the static between YouTube ads, the paused Netflix screen that felt too quiet, the phantom notification that led nowhere. And now you've read this far. That means it's already begun. You might feel it, a tickle behind your eyes, a delay in your voice, a chill from a dark screen. Your camera light might flicker. Your mirror might blink back at you. You'll wonder if that sound upstairs is real. You'll feel watched because you are, not by the room, through it. You are now part of it. You are one more viewer, one more node. The story doesn't end when you close the tab. The room never needed the internet. It just needed you. And now it's live. Welcome to Room 474.